time for rock news on 1011 WJRR, Orlando's rock station. Let's check in with Lynch and Taco and see which rockers are making the headlines for all the right and wrong reasons. 1011 WJRR.
Rock news is brought to you by Ticket Takeover at 1011 WJRR's Instagram.
You can win tickets for a sleep token. So if you're not following us at 1011 WJRR, Tuesday Ticket Takeover happening right now.
You can stop by that at any point today and just follow the brief instructions in the Tuesday Ticket Takeover post, and you may be at Kia Center to check out Sleep Token.
Simple enough.
All right, as I've been doing since it opened, the fan voting for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, there's 14 artists nominated for consideration to be inducted later this year. Just a slight adjustment in the top 5 from last week, with Bad Company scooting past Billy Idol to slide into second position behind Fish, who are still way out in front. So Fish, Bad Company, Billy Idol, Soundgarden at 4, and Cyndi Lauper holding in at number 5 in the fan vote. Rockhall.com is where you can cast your votes up until, I believe it's April 21st.
Okay.
Zakk Wylde may be letting some news out about the upcoming final show for Black Sabbath in the original lineup on July 5th in Birmingham, England. Zakk says that all of the bands on the bill at Ozzy and Sabbath's final concert will be playing Black Sabbath songs, including Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, and Guns N' Roses.
I'm cool with that.
So he, of course, Ozzy is reuniting with his original bandmate members of Sabbath, but as we also are well aware of, he's just going to be doing bits and pieces of the show. Zakk also indicating that he is still holding out hope that the July 5th show will inspire Ozzy to, quote, fire up the machine again and do another tour.
Zakk, I love you and I love the idea, but let's be realistic.
I took the words out of my mouth, as painful as they are to face, but I think that's the reality. Let's be glad Ozzy's able to just participate in this, I think. Sad news, Neil Peart's brother has passed away from the same cancer.
Oh, God.
That took the life of the Rush drummer. Yeah, Danny Peart died from the same cancer. Rare and aggressive type of brain cancer. He died on the 13th, just over 5 years since his brother, the drummer for Rush, passed away in January of 2020. Their sister, Nancy, broke the news on a post over the weekend.
I bet she's freaking out.
Yeah, that just sucks.
Not just losing both brothers, but
same thing.
That's the same thing.
That's kind of odd, man. More medical-related news as it impacts a tour. This go-around ZZ Top, their drummer Frank Beard, announcing he has to step away for a bit from their current tour to deal with a health-related issue. The tour will continue, though. What that health issue is, we don't know. It has not been elaborated on, but Frank does seem to indicate it's something he'll be able to handle, will do, and get back on the road as soon as he can. In the meanwhile, John Douglas, the longtime drum tech for the band, will take over on the drums for Frank Beard. The whole ZZ Top family, those guys, all of them, the techs and all, have been so tight together for years that it's like almost interchangeable at this point. Mm-hmm. So that's the news on that. Now, this Van Halen news that kind of got out of whack here. There is a report that Toto guitarist Steve Lukather, who's a fine guitarist, I might add, is assisting Alex Van Halen on unfinished recordings from his late brother, Eddie. Steve had to get on his socials to set the record straight. He says, look, he goes, ever since Alex Van Halen dropped some news that we're going to work together, I think there's a huge misunderstanding. I will not ever play a guitar note on a Van Halen song, ever. Al asked me to help him go through a ton of unfinished recordings, which we've talked about, that Al and Ed had written and recorded together that never saw the light of day. He says, as of now, that's all I got. The fact that anyone would think for some reason that I was going to be part of playing on a new Van Halen record, it's just not happening. He's going to help Al go through this stuff, clean it up, and hopefully get it in a presentation where it can see the light of day. But as far as him stepping in and reworking any of this, no, not happening.
He's working with existing material.
Correct. Just to clean up and organize and get sounding as good as possible.
And basically produce it.
Yes, exactly. And it's, last year, Foreigner announced that with their current tour in the farewell continuing into this year, they would be joined at select dates by original guitarist Al Greenwood and bassist Rick Wills, who joined for their third album back in 1979. They also said at the time they were in discussions with original singer Lou Gramm to join them. Well, apparently that came to fruition as Lou joined the band this past Saturday over in Clearwater for a couple songs. I Want to Know What Love Is and Hot Blooded. It's good to see Lou Gramm back on stage. He's got a few miles on him.
Yeah.
I was watching some clips from that. And last but not least, last week I told you there's a new Iron Maiden 50th anniversary picture book on its way. Also, there is a 50th anniversary documentary about the band in production, which will have all new interviews with all current and past members, including the last interview with Paul Di'Anno, who was in the band way back, in the early days.
Old school.
He did that interview before he passed away. So some more Iron Maiden goodies on the way as they celebrate their 50th anniversary. And that would be your rock news.
It's a big serving today. Thank you, Pat.
We do our best here at JRR.
JRR.